My beloved soul, listen carefully. Something about your love story has never felt ordinary, and that feeling is not confusion, it is recognition. Because the one your heart keeps returning to, the one who feels different from anyone you have ever known, is not meant to fit into normal patterns. God is speaking to you right now about that difference, about that connection that refuses to fade, about that love that feels both peaceful and overwhelming at the same time. This is not a coincidence. This is not illusion. This is divine design, and what you are sensing is real. There is a reason your soulmate stands apart from everyone else, a reason they challenge you, awaken you, and touch parts of your soul that no one else ever could. And if you are hearing this now, it means you are ready to understand why. Do not scroll. This message carries your answer. If this message speaks to your heart, comment, I receive this love, like this video, and subscribe for more.
Your soulmate is different because they were never sent to you to be comfortable. They were sent to you to transform you. God did not design this connection to be easy. He designed it to be real, to be deep, to be something that forces growth, something that awakens truth inside both of you. And that is why, from the very beginning, something about them felt intense, almost unexplainable, like your soul recognized them before your mind could understand. This is because your souls were aligned long before your paths crossed on this earth. This connection was written before time, shaped by purpose, guided by something greater than logic. Stay with me. Something deeper is unfolding in your love story. There is a reason they do not love like others, a reason they pull away when emotions become too strong, a reason they struggle to express what they feel even when it consumes them inside. It is not because they do not care, it is because they care too deeply. Their heart carries wounds, lessons, fears that God is still healing, and your presence in their life has stirred all of it at once. You were not sent to them as just a partner. You were sent as a mirror, as a catalyst, as a divine trigger that reveals what needs to be healed. And that is why this love feels different. Because it is not surface level, it is soul deep. It reaches into places they have hidden from the world, and even from themselves. And yes, that has caused distance, confusion, silence. But even in that silence, something sacred has been growing. Do not leave yet. Your soulmate's truth is being revealed. Even now, your soulmate is thinking about you in ways they cannot escape. There are moments when your name crosses their mind without warning, when your memory appears in the quiet of their day, when something reminds them of you and their heart pauses. They try to distract themselves, they try to move forward, but there is something about you that they cannot replace, cannot forget, cannot silence. Because what you share is not ordinary attachment, it is divine connection. And God is allowing them to feel your absence, not as punishment, but as realization. Because sometimes, the only way for the heart to understand value is through distance. Sometimes, the only way for love to awaken fully is through loss. And right now, something is shifting inside them that they can no longer ignore. Stay with me. Your love story is about to reveal something powerful. Your soulmate is different because they were never meant to love you halfway. They were meant to either walk away and learn the depth of their feelings, or return and love you fully, without fear, without hesitation. And that is the phase they are moving through now. God is working on their heart in ways you cannot see, breaking down walls they built to protect themselves, softening fears that once controlled them, guiding them slowly but surely back toward the truth of what they feel for you. This is not instant, this is not rushed. Because divine love is never built in chaos, it is built in timing. And God's timing is always perfect, even when it feels delayed. If you stay, everything about this connection will soon make sense. There is something else you need to understand, something that will change the way you see this entire journey. The pain you felt, the confusion, the moments where you questioned everything, none of it was meaningless. Every tear, every sleepless night, every moment of wondering why they are not here, it has all been part of a divine preparation. Because God was not only preparing them for you, He was preparing you for them. This connection required growth on both sides, healing on both sides, understanding on both sides. And that is why it could not come together fully before now. It needed time, it needed space, it needed transformation. And that transformation is happening right now. Do not leave yet. Your soulmate's heart is opening in ways you cannot imagine. They are beginning to see what they once ignored. They are beginning to feel what they once suppressed. There is a realization growing inside them, quiet but undeniable, that what they had with you was not something they will easily find again. And that realization is bringing both regret and clarity. Regret for the distance they created, for the silence they allowed, for the love they did not fully embrace when they had the chance. But also clarity. Clarity that you are not just someone from their past. You are someone connected to their purpose, their journey, their soul. And that clarity is what will lead them back. Stay with me, something sacred is aligning in your favor. You may not see movement yet, but movement is happening within them. Thoughts turning into emotions, emotions turning into awareness, awareness turning into action. God is guiding them step by step, not forcing them, but leading them gently toward the truth. Because real love must be chosen, not pressured. And when they come back, it will not be from confusion, it will be from certainty. That is why this connection is different. It is not rushed, it is not shallow, it is not temporary, it is intentional, it is guided, it is divine. The Bible says, what God has joined together, let no one separate, Mark 10:9. And what God has joined between you and your soulmate is not something distance can destroy, it is something distance is strengthening. Because even in separation, the bond remains. Even in silence, the connection speaks. Even in absence, love continues to grow. If you stay, you will begin to see the signs more clearly. You will notice the synchronicities, the reminders, the moments that feel too aligned to be coincidence. These are not random, these are confirmations. God is showing you that this connection is still active, still alive, still moving towards something greater. And your role right now is not to chase, not to force, but to trust. Trust that what is meant for you will not pass you. Trust that what is written for you will find its way back to you. Trust that your soulmate is being guided just as you are. Do not leave yet. Your love story is entering a new phase. Something within your soulmate is softening, opening, shifting. They are beginning to understand what this connection truly means. And as that understanding grows, so will their desire to reach out, to reconnect, to bridge the distance that once felt impossible. This is not the end of your story. This is the middle, the turning point, the moment where everything begins to change. And you are being prepared to receive what is coming next. And as this shift continues to unfold, you will begin to feel a subtle change inside yourself as well, like a quiet peace replacing the anxiety you once carried. Like a calm knowing settling into your heart without needing constant proof. Because God is not only working on your soulmate, He is also strengthening your faith, teaching you how to trust what you cannot yet see, how to hold on to love even when it feels distant. And this is where your power lies, not in chasing, not in questioning, but in believing that what is meant for you is already being aligned behind the scenes. Because your soulmate's journey back to you is not something random, it is something being carefully orchestrated, step by step, moment by moment. And even though you may not hear from them yet, something inside them is growing louder, a voice they can no longer silence, a feeling they can no longer ignore. And that feeling is you, your energy, your presence, your love, still reaching them even across distance, still touching them in ways they cannot explain, still reminding them that what they felt with you was real, rare, and irreplaceable. Stay with me. Something deeper is unfolding in your love story. Because there are nights when your soulmate lies awake, thinking about everything they left unsaid, replaying moments with you in their mind, wondering how they allowed something so meaningful to slip into silence. And in those quiet moments, their heart begins to speak louder than their fear. Their truth begins to rise above their doubt, and this is where the real transformation begins, because once the heart fully realizes what it has lost, it does not remain still, it begins to move, slowly at first, but with increasing certainty, and that movement is what will eventually bring them back toward you. Do not leave yet. Your soulmate's truth is being revealed, because what makes your soulmate different is not just how they love, but how deeply they feel everything connected to you. Even when they try to move on, something pulls them back, something reminds them, something keeps your presence alive within them. And that is because this connection is not built on temporary emotion. It is rooted in something eternal, something God has placed between you that cannot be replaced by anyone else. And even now, they are starting to recognize that no matter who they meet, no matter what they try, nothing feels the same, nothing carries the depth, the intensity, the truth that they felt with you. And that realization is changing them from the inside out. Stay with me. Your love story is about to reveal something powerful, because as this awareness grows, so does their desire to fix what was broken, to say what was left unsaid, to return to the place where their heart felt most alive. And yes, there is fear. Fear of rejection, fear of vulnerability, fear of whether you will still receive them the same way. But even that fear is beginning to lose its power, because love, when it is real, always finds a way to rise above fear, always finds a way to return to its truth. And your soulmate is slowly reaching that point where what they feel becomes stronger than what they fear. If you stay, everything about this connection will soon make sense. Because God is not allowing this connection to fade. He is refining it, shaping it, preparing it for something more stable, more mature, more aligned than before. And that is why the journey has been long, why the silence has been heavy, why the emotions have been so intense. Because this is not ordinary love. This is a connection that carries purpose, a connection that is meant to teach, to heal, to awaken both of you in ways that nothing else could. And even though the path has not been easy, everything you have experienced has been leading to this moment of clarity. This moment where you begin to understand that their difference was never a flaw, it was a sign. A sign that they were never meant to be just another person in your life. They were meant to be the one who changes everything. Do not leave yet. Your soulmate's heart is opening in ways you cannot imagine, because right now, they are being guided to see you not just through memory, but through truth, to recognize your value not just through absence, but through realization. And this realization is not temporary, it is deep, it is lasting. It is something that will stay with them until they act on it, until they reach out, until they close the distance they once created. And when that moment comes, it will not feel forced, it will feel natural, it will feel aligned, it will feel like something that was always meant to happen. Because it was. This connection was written long before you understood it, long before you questioned it, long before you even met, and now, it is unfolding exactly as it was meant to. Stay with me, something sacred is aligning in your favor, because the truth is, your soulmate has never truly left you. Not in the way you think. Their physical presence may have stepped back, but their emotional and spiritual connection to you has remained, growing, evolving, deepening even in silence. And that is why you still feel them, why you still think of them, why something inside you refuses to let go. Because your soul recognizes what your mind sometimes doubts. And your soul knows that this story is not finished. It is only transforming into something greater, something stronger, something more real than before. And as this transformation continues, you will begin to see that everything that once confused you will start to make sense. Every delay will reveal its purpose. Every silence will reveal its meaning. And every moment of doubt will be replaced with understanding, because God is not creating confusion in your love story. He is creating alignment, and alignment takes time, patience, and trust. And you are being asked right now to trust, to hold your faith steady, to believe that what is meant for you is already moving toward you, even if you cannot see it yet. Do not leave yet. Your love story is entering a new phase, because very soon, Something will shift in a way you did not expect. Something that will confirm everything your heart has been feeling. Something that will show you that this connection was never one-sided, never imagined, never lost, but always guided, always protected, always moving toward reunion. And when that moment arrives, you will understand why your soulmate had to be different, why this love had to be deeper, why this journey had to be longer, because it was never meant to be ordinary. It was always meant to be divine. And as this divine unfolding continues, there is something even more intimate that God wants you to understand, something that will quiet the questions that still linger in your heart, because your soulmate is not only remembering you, they are feeling you in a way that goes beyond logic, beyond distance, beyond time. There are moments when they pause in the middle of their day and cannot explain why their chest feels heavy, why their thoughts drift back to you without warning, why your presence suddenly feels so close even when you are not there. And this is not coincidence. This is connection. This is the bond that God placed between your souls, a bond that does not break when communication stops, a bond that does not fade when distance appears, a bond that continues to breathe even in silence. Stay with me. Something deeper is unfolding in your love story, because your soulmate is beginning to realize that no matter how far they try to go, something always brings them back to you. Something always reminds them of what they felt, of what they experienced, of what they cannot recreate with anyone else. And this realization is no longer gentle. It is becoming undeniable. It is becoming something they can no longer push away. And as this awareness grows, so does the emotional weight inside them, a mixture of longing, regret, and truth rising all at once. And this is where their heart begins to break open in a new way, not in pain alone, but in understanding. Do not leave yet. Your soulmate's truth is being revealed, because they are starting to see clearly what they once took lightly. They are beginning to understand that you were not just someone who came into their life randomly. You were someone sent to change them, to awaken them, to show them a depth of love they had never experienced before. And now that you are not there in the same way, they feel that absence deeply. They feel the silence you left behind. They feel the space that no one else can fill. And this feeling is guiding them back toward you, not through force, but through realization, because real love does not need to be chased. It needs to be recognized. And your soulmate is reaching that recognition now. Stay with me. Your love story is about to reveal something powerful, because there is a shift happening within them that is preparing them to take action. Small at first, subtle, maybe even unnoticed by others, but significant, because it is the beginning of movement, the beginning of courage rising where fear once lived, the beginning of truth becoming stronger than avoidance. And as this shift continues, the thought of reaching out to you is no longer something they dismiss. It is something they consider, something they revisit, something that keeps returning to their mind again and again. And that repetition is not random. It is God placing you in their thoughts intentionally, guiding them back to the connection they were never meant to lose. If you stay, everything about this connection will soon make sense, because what you are witnessing is not delay, it is preparation. Your soulmate is being prepared to come back to you differently, more aware, more open, more ready to love you in the way you deserve. And that preparation takes time, because it is not just about emotions, it is about transformation. It is about becoming someone who can hold the depth of this connection without running from it, without fearing it, without breaking under its intensity. And that is why things have unfolded the way they have. Because God is not bringing you back together in the same way. He is bringing you back together in a stronger way, a more aligned way, a more truthful way. Do not leave yet. Your soulmate's heart is opening in ways you cannot imagine, because even now, they are replaying moments with you in their mind, remembering the way you understood them, the way you saw them, the way you loved them without conditions. And in those memories, they are realizing something they did not fully grasp before, that what you gave them was rare, that what you shared was not something easily found again. And this realization is softening them, changing them, breaking down the walls they once held so tightly. And as those walls fall, their heart becomes more honest, more vulnerable, more willing to move toward you instead of away. Stay with me. Something sacred is aligning in your favor, because there are also signs being placed around you, subtle confirmations that this connection is still active, still alive, still moving forward. Moments where you feel them strongly without explanation, moments where their energy feels close, moments where something inside you just knows that this is not over. And these signs are not meant to confuse you, they are meant to reassure you, to remind you that what you are feeling is real, that what you are waiting for is already in motion, and that your role right now is not to doubt, but to trust, because God is working in ways you cannot fully see yet, but will soon understand. Do not leave yet, your love story is entering a new phase, because the truth is, your soulmate is not the same person they were when they walked away. Something inside them has changed, something inside them has awakened, and that awakening is leading them back to you, not out of loneliness, not out of habit, but out of truth, out of recognition, out of a deep knowing that what they share with you is not something they can replace, and when they return, it will not feel like the past repeating itself. It will feel like something new, something deeper, something more aligned with who both of you have become. Because this journey was never about losing each other. It was about finding yourselves so that when you come back together, it is not out of need, but out of truth. And that truth is what makes this love different. What makes it lasting, what makes it divine. And as you continue to trust this process, you will begin to feel a stronger sense of peace, a quiet certainty that everything is moving exactly as it should, that nothing has been wasted, that nothing has been lost, and that what is meant for you is already finding its way back, guided by something greater than both of you, something that cannot fail, something that cannot be stopped, something that was written long before you ever questioned it. And that is why this connection feels the way it does, because it was never meant to be ordinary. It was always meant to be something chosen, something guided, something blessed by God from the very beginning. And now, as everything reaches this quiet but powerful turning point, there is one final truth God wants you to hold on to with certainty, not doubt, not fear, but deep, unshakable faith, because your soulmate is no longer resisting what they feel. They are no longer able to hide from the truth that has been growing inside them all this time. And that truth is you, your love, your presence, your energy that has remained with them even in your absence, even in silence, even in distance, and now it is rising to the surface in a way they cannot ignore anymore, like a wave that has been building for so long that it must finally break. And when it does, it brings clarity, it brings emotion, it brings the kind of realization that changes everything. Stay with me. Your love story is about to complete a sacred shift, because your soulmate is stepping into a space where they can no longer pretend that this connection did not matter. They can no longer convince themselves that they can move on without you, because every path they have tried has led them back to the same truth, that what they shared with you was real, was rare, was something they cannot recreate with anyone else. And this realization is not gentle anymore, it is strong, it is undeniable, it is something that is pushing them toward action. Do not leave yet, your soulmate's truth is being fully revealed, because they are now facing their own heart honestly, seeing the places where fear held them back, seeing the choices they wish they had made differently, feeling the weight of what they lost, but also feeling the hope that it may not be too late. And this is where everything begins to change, because when regret meets love, it creates movement, it creates courage, it creates the desire to fix what was broken. And your soulmate is entering that space now, a space where they are no longer running, but turning back. If you stay, everything about this connection will soon make complete sense, because God has been guiding this entire journey, even in the moments that felt confusing, even in the silence that felt heavy, even in the distance that felt endless. Nothing was random, nothing was wasted. Everything was part of a greater plan to bring both of you into alignment, to prepare both of you for a love that is not based on fear, not based on uncertainty, but based on truth. And that truth is finally coming into the light. Do not leave yet. Your soulmate's heart is fully opening, because they are now ready to feel everything they once tried to avoid, ready to face everything they once pushed away, ready to step into the depth of this connection without holding back. And as they do, the desire to reach out becomes stronger than ever before. The urge to speak to you, to hear your voice, to reconnect with you becomes something they can no longer silence. And when they take that step, it will not be small, it will be meaningful. It will carry the weight of everything they have realized, everything they have felt, everything they have understood about you. And this connection, stay with me. Something sacred is completing itself in your favor, because you are also being prepared in this moment, prepared to receive them not from a place of past pain, but from a place of growth, from a place of understanding, from a place where you can see clearly what this journey was meant to teach you, because this love was never meant to break you. It was meant to build you, to strengthen you, to show you what real connection feels like. And now you are stepping into a space where you can receive that love in a deeper, more stable, more aligned way than before. Do not leave yet. Your love story is reaching its destined moment, because everything that once felt uncertain is now becoming clear. Everything that once felt distant is now coming closer. Everything that once felt lost is now being returned. And this is not temporary, this is not fleeting. This is something lasting, something guided, something protected by God, because when God writes a love story, He does not leave it unfinished. He brings it to completion in His perfect timing, and that timing is now aligning for you. You will begin to see the signs more clearly, the movement more visibly, the connection more strongly than ever before, and when your soulmate comes back, it will not feel like a question, it will feel like confirmation. Confirmation that everything you felt was real, confirmation that everything you waited for was worth it, confirmation that this love was always meant to find its way back to you. And as you step into that moment, you will no longer carry the doubts you once had. You will carry peace, you will carry certainty. You will carry a deep knowing that what is meant for you has arrived exactly when it was meant to. And nothing could have stopped it, nothing could have replaced it, nothing could have taken its place. Because it was always yours, it was always written, it was always guided, and now it is finally here, unfolding in the way it was always meant to, bringing with it a love that is stronger, deeper, and more real than anything you have known before. And this is your confirmation, it is already on its way. Rest in faith. It is done.